Hey guys, today on Comic Talk, we're talking about X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills. Let's jump into it. First thing I want to make note for this episode is the logo. I'll see if it fixes in when I edit it, but if it doesn't, that's there. They're going to figure out how to fix that, but for right now, if that's in the episode, still when I'm done editing, yeah, it's going to be there. This is X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills. It's part of the Marvel graphic novel line. This is number 5 of these graphic novels. I have a couple other ones. I have a Cloak and Dagger one. Well, it's not numbered, but I also have a Dazzler one and the New Mutants one. So, got some of these. I might look at some of those at some point, but let's jump into X-Men, God, Love, and Man Kills by Christopher Claremont. Chris Claremont. Oh, it says Christopher Claremont, but I've heard everybody use Chris Claremont, and Brent Eric Anderson, who to say this is by the two. I'm guessing they're the artist and the letter, the artist and the writer for this. So we jump into this. We start off with some kids up in Westport Elementary School, Westport, Connecticut, and we see two kids running away. Like the parents or something happened to them, and one of the kids gets hit, like shot. You see the guy come up and like, "We're the purifiers, and we're gonna purify you because you're mutant." And he starts to stuff comes out of his eyes, and he's obviously a mutant. And he goes, "I'm gonna purify the world and stop the mutants." And she shoots him, and he's dead. And he's like, "Mark, why?" And he shoots him, and the girl's like, "Why?" The sister, and she's like, shoots her, and it's like, "Because you have no right to live." What is fucking stupid and shell shit, but hey, these assholes, racist assholes. Basically, the other race, everyone's racist if you really think about it. I mean, it's like if you're racist against black, gay, something like that. It's basically that's what mutants are kind of like. A lot of people are racist against someone. It's like, "Oh, you're mutants, you're evil. We gotta kill you, purify you. You like just come with us." But we see the mutants hanged up, like in change on a suspense wing, like on a swing, and they had mutants written across them. Maybe it'll come before the day starts, like before the next day starts, so people can find them. But Magneto comes, saves them, like, puts them in, like, a thing and takes them away. Probably to bury them or just something with them. But he's like, "I'm gonna find out who's responsible and I'm gonna kill these guys." And then we go to New York City, obviously. We have this big building, the Stalker Building, headquarters of the Worldwide Stalker Crusade. That guy has a bunch of things where he's like, "I'm the guy who's running this." I think he's the guy. Let me take a quick. I'm pretty sure he's he's the main guy who's like running the whole thing. Like, we gotta purify, kill all the mutants, whatever the case may be. And he has files on the X-Men. He has on Colossus, Storm, Wolverine, Colossus. I meant Cyclops, Storm, Wolverine, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, and they call her Kitty Pryde. Really, I don't know if that's like really a next. You know, we call it Abel or Ariel, whatever. But whatever. Nickling wants to this point, and then he's like, "Okay, I gotta go. I looked at all the stuff. I gotta go. Have some meeting stuff to take in." And then we go to chapter 1, because all that was just prologue stuff, I guess. Because it had this thing that said chapter 1, so doing all that was like kind of like a little prologue, but it was kind of starting up the story. And then we see a Kitty Pryde smash through a door and attacking this other guy, and she punches him right in the eye, like punches him right in the face, and gives her a black eye. And they figure out what's going on. Like. And then the teacher comes out because it's like a dance studio or something. I don't know if that's what it is. I'm trying to look at that. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe a dance academy. And it seems like, he was saying things about mutants that people think it's like, and he's like, mutants are complete ass. Like, mutants are not people. They're monsters. You shouldn't believe them. And he's like, because Kitty Pryde was like, mutant, that is offending. Because, like, you're saying, like, racist stuff to somebody. Obviously, you don't know, but it's like, yeah. And I know a lot of people hate mutants, so it's like he's like saying, "Yeah, fuck mutants and all that shit." And then Peter, his friend, obviously Colossus, big Russian guy, comes in and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna get out of here." And then the teacher comes over, who he obviously their friends with. He's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. It's not." It's like, "How can you be so calm?" He's like, "It's only words, child." And she's like, "It's only words." And then she says, "Suppose he called me a N-word lover, Stevie. Suppose he called me an N-word lover, whatever, Stevie, doesn't sound right. would you be so damn tall and that? Like, saying, like, first of all, Katy Perry saying the N-word is something I wasn't expecting in this book. And I'm like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that, the N-word to be used in this book. But, in the context, and then the next page we see, like, her crying, like, and she's like, yes, he did mean it. He was like, in class, like, he didn't mean any of that. And she's like, yes, he did. Because she was right, like, saying, like, yeah, I'm like, oh, if somebody said that, I would be offended as all hell, but if somebody calls you a mutant and you're a mutant, it's like saying racist things, like, he's like, yeah, it's like, so he understands, like, oh yeah, that's kind of like racist and whatever. But we see, these people waiting outside in the van who were part of the Historical Institute's to purify us, and they were gonna cry, like, why don't we take us, he's mean loving, it's like, no, it's not our job, it's fine, so he doesn't have to get involved into the book really anymore. Then we go back to the Avengers Pennington, and we see what's called Nightcrawler here. And Wolverine's obviously commenting about the black guy. I'm like, you won? Nope. How come? And that's all. And like them having a conversation, Wolverine and Kitty Pryde having about the black guy, why actually is always kind of cool instead of her going up, changing into something more, I guess, comfortable. And then I don't know, dancing attire or whatever. And then stuff I'm watching TV because Charles Xavier's on and he's talking to Peter, a stalker about mutants and stuff, like, hey, they're nice mutants, you shouldn't be afraid of mutants, there's people. He's like, no, they're evil, and like, he kind of get on people, Stalker's trying to get on people's feels, like, hey, these guys are evil, they're mean, they could kill you, you gotta watch out, they could shoot you, they could kill you, they could do whatever. It's like, yeah, you need to keep an eye on them, and get a eye on them, because I'm not having problems there. And then everybody's like, watching, like, this is a joke. It's like, Xavier's getting, like, kicked out of him. He's, like, doing too good. And then it cuts, then the show ends, and it cuts, and they all go and get their costumes on and stuff, because Keeper's like, I'm going to the danger room, so they all get the costumes on and go to the danger room to fight. And everything in the danger room, fighting, and it's like, this is how you have to do this thing, you have to do this, you have to do these, like, you have to do this in a certain way, or you fail. And then they're like, okay, but like, wait a minute, why don't we switch it up a little, change what we're supposed to do, and figure it out that way, like fix it, like change it. And they do it and succeed on the danger room trials. What's cool, it's always cool to see a danger room scene, it's always cool. And then we see Professor Xavier and Cyclops and Storm, they're coming home from their trip at the news place they were having the interview thing on TV. And then they come back, and obviously Cyclops and Storm with them, obviously keeping watching him. And like the car gets blown up, and Cyclops abuses his eye beams to burst a hole through the door, gets out, and he gets shot, and it looks like also Storm gets caught, and she was holding Xavier because he was knocked out, and so bazooka and like blow up the car, and then we get a thing where it's like, yeah, the danger room's out, and it shows like who won. It looks like it has points thing, so it seems like there's a point system or something. How they did. And then they go and the phone rings and Nightcrawler picks it up and he's like, oh, hello, can I help you? This is the whatever, Fred Ringer here. And he's like, what? And he's like, Professor Xavier got an Aurora, for some reason I can't say her name, Storm, all like dead. And obviously it's like, then it goes on into chapter 2. I like Wolverine just sitting there in the door like, Wolverine, I think, immediately, like, this is not freaking right, there's shit going on, I gotta figure out what's going on. So now we jump into chapter 2 because this is in chapters. Well, it didn't need to be, but hey, it's a good, I don't know how big chapters, in a book like this, it's a little okay, you could have just done the whole thing as a continuing thing, it is, but it's like, it's a good, they all good for like stopping points, so if I need to stop, I can just finish this chapter. And chapter 2 starts, and we see Kitty Pryde by the lake with, and then what's his name? Her name? What is it? Colossus's daughter, Alondra, I think. Where is it? Does it say a name? I'm looking if it says Lalandra. Well, Lalandra, if that's wrong. That's what it looks like it's spelled, but then it's like, yeah, and then they talk for a little bit and kind of cures Kitty Pryde up a little bit to make her like a little more happy because of, yay, my friends all just died, so my friends just died, so yeah, she's cheering her up, and he's like, oh, I wanted to come get you because I saw the cool thing over here. And like this canvas thing or something watching, and Kitty Pryde disables it, and then they hide and wait for the people to come and fix it. We have Colossus and Wolverine checking out where the wreck is and where they died, and then he's like, "Nah, this is not fake. I don't want to smell them. It's not their bodies, like fake bodies or something." He's like, "I've done this before. I faked like car crashes stuff before. Like this is not them." So he knows, and he's talking to Kurt, who's there as well, but he's up on like a light pole and nobody notices him. What's completely weird? Because I'm like, yeah. A Nightcrawler hanging on a light pole. Light pole's not that high. You would notice him. I just was saying. And see if they see anything weird. And he's talking to him, seeing if he sees anything weird. And he does see a car, and he just jumps on top of it, like, "Hey, it's Nightcrawler." And then Wolverine comes in and like starts attacking. And they go across to run away with the car. And Colossus like, "You cannot allow this car to drive by because it's a busy street. People could get hurt." He grabs off all crazy lights as he stops the car. And Nightcrawler gets to go out of the car. The other guy's already out of the car. Wolverine pulls him out, and the car gets crashes, and it like flips over and burns. He's like, "Oh, because he's always holding at the engine." Then you see come out of the car some other guys. I want to look at it actually. I'm looking if it shows the back. No, it doesn't really. No, it doesn't show the back of the car. I like that because it said these other two guys, then these other two like two robot guys come out of the car. And it's like, oh, and they must have been behind in the back, and it was like, were they? I looked back at the last page. I'm like, yeah, you didn't see the back at all. So yeah, they could have been, and we would have, because they didn't actually show the back at all of the seats. I just checked back in the last page. Didn't see the back. So I'm like, yeah, they could have been in the back. That was cool. You didn't show the back, so it's like, yeah, there could have been guys in the back. So yeah, like when they just introduced them, and one of them hits Colossus, and he's kind of hurt. And then they float up to the other two guys in the armor or weaponized suits, and then they all like fall apart and the car and everything. And all the metal gets turned into and wraps them into cocoons. And you find out it's Magneto, because obviously we know he was in the beginning of this book, so he's in a show up. And then he's like, and anyways, he was a friend, and da da da. And this is one of the cool stories for Magneto. I would say it's not a villain in this. Doesn't kill anybody to my knowledge. He's actually, this is one of the times where I would say, yeah, in this story I would consider him a hero. I wouldn't consider him a villain in this story. Like in this aspect, he didn't do anything. Magneto comes up weird character where he's a villain sometimes, and he's a good guy. He's one of the guys I don't really consider a villain as much, because I don't consider him a villain at all. And this shows some of his nicer qualities. Like, yeah, we'll come to this other part later in the story. It's a little bit later. I'll show this other part in the story later. I definitely want to show. We'll show when we get to it. But now we come back to Kitty Pryde and Lilandra, and they're like in the grass, and they see the guys, people show up, fix it. Kitty Pryde, they fade it through the ground and go through the ground. It's like, yeah, if like you said something about if he becomes solid on the ground or something, it's probably not good. So this thing's all set, and before we get out of contact, and then we see they find out that Lilandra's there. It's like, oh shit, she starts to run, she points a gun to him, and she shoots. And obviously it's like, oh my god, it's that Lilandra, is she dead? I'm like, okay, no, she's not dead. They just captured her, and then she gets in the back of the car. And after they all get in the car, she gets in the back, and she puts on a thing that does nerve gas. To put nerve gas, because it's like, oh, Kitty Pryde's in the back seat? Nerve gas! Like she knew, like, nerve gas in the back seat. So she's presumably knocked out. And then we see everybody else come home. Colossus, Wolverine, Magneto, and Nightcrawler come home with all the captured guys. I'm assuming that's them? Yeah, they come back, so they look like the mansion. And Wolverine does this thing where like, he has his claw, like, up here, and like one goes out this way, and then one goes out the other side, and like one down the middle is all it's gonna take, and you're gonna die. And Jesus, about 2 minutes, Magneto's like, hey, I have a suggestion, and he does this thing with like, I don't know, he looks like he takes all the metal out of him. I'm quite sure he even says exactly his compliment for all the, and then he like did something to it. I'm gonna show you. He did this to him. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm going to tell you everything. And they figure it out. And so he tells them everything. And then we jump on to chapter 3. I think there's only 4 chapters, right? Yeah, 4 chapters. We're up to chapter 3. We see in at the World Trade Center Manhattan, on the top of it, we see, Professor Xavier on a, like, he's getting nailed to a cross. And we see all the X-Men here. And they're like, yeah, you. And they start taking out his heart and biting him and doing all this stuff to him. Basically, cutting him up and like bleeding him, like he looks a mess, and he's getting all these things because. And then this other version, like White Light, comes up like, "Hey, come look at me! I'm the big guy. You want to be with me?" And he's like, "No," because they're all crying to guys at the Stalker Institution, or whatever the place is building. They have him captured, same with Cyclops and Storm, and he's trying to get him on their side. He has a plan, and he's going to use Professor Xavier for that plan. and he's trying to get him on his side to control him, kind of. And Scott and Storm are not being controlled. So yeah, they're kept in the thing, and they're kind of being tortured a little. And then he gives this whole backstory about how he got in a car crash with his dad and his mom, and his dad. Wait, I was gonna say his dad, but no, this is him. I meant him and his wife got in a car crash. His wife was pregnant, so he had the baby, and it was immune because he didn't look like a monster. He looked like a monster. He wasn't a mutant that when it happened. He looked like Nightcrawler or something. Like, he didn't look human, so he immediately like, that's not the will of God, and killed her, like that. And then he told his wife it was okay, and then he took his arm and broke his wife's neck, because this guy is fucking crazy, and he just killed his wife instead, even though he was a monster. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't kill your son just because he looks different. I mean, okay, yes, if he looks like an abomination, yeah, if he looks like a not human, like, by not human I mean he has scales or like a tail. It looks weird. I was like, yeah, but like still you shouldn't. And he blows up the car to like fakes the death, and nobody knows he did it. And he like the explosion did launch him away, like it did hurt him, but police found him and he was okay, and he got back, and then eventually started this whole thing for the United States and went into that, and then we made this big company to hunt down mutants and stuff. We got the will of the gods, because God's like, yeah, all mutants, and I said anything in the book about mutants, so you guys must be devils and all this stuff. It's like, just because he didn't say anything about it doesn't mean he didn't say anything about comic books in the Bible or video games, so it's like, are they evil? Like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, whatever, you're crazy, figure, racist, so yeah. And then he puts like Scott and the Storm back in the thing. It's like, oh yeah, we just got Kitty and stuff or whatever. We got Alondra and Kitty, and we're gonna kill her. And she's like, and Storm's like, no, don't kill her, Kitty. It's like, boom, and this big chunk of lightning outside, obviously, because Storm reacting. And then then we go back to the Colson Street, the South Bronx. We see the guys stop, and they have Alondra, and they take her out. And they open the back, and they're like, oh, we're not gonna open the back, we're just gonna shoot the back. And they shoot the back up, and they open it, and it's like, Kitty Pryde was not there, so he must have known about the no gas. Then we find that she got out before the no gas stuff. She saw him, she got out, so she was okay. But she is taking some of it, so she's a little weaker. And she's asking for some help, because these some guys around the fire, she asks for help. There's some other guys who are like sucky kind of guys. Guys, you maybe not want to trust. And he's like, no, sorry, spent my life for those I don't want to trust. I don't really trust you guys. And then they start tagging him, like, no, she's ours. And then the girl comes who was working for Stalker. It's like, yeah, her right hand man, like, no, nope, she's mine. And then they start attacking and firing, and she throws the thing and hits her. And then they all start firing, and they all end up dead. And she like has a wound in her arm, but she's like, go get Kitty Pryde. Then she goes he finds a building, like a store, goes into it, gets Cora's phases into the thing, and gets Cora's out of the call to ask for help from the Avenger, from the X-Men, and then it's like, the whole thing blows up. The whole place blows up, and she's like not doing too well. But she gets out as she phases and gets out and goes to the train. Gets on the train. The cop's like, hey, what's going? Hey, who you guys? Like, you okay? He's like trying to help the kid. Obviously, he's like, okay. I think he even knows maybe because he saw like, he's like, oh, he either didn't know or he's like, hey, I'm gonna help this as a kid. And then the guys break in the like they have some suits or something different than the other two guys with suits. They come in. They have some. One of them has a suit, the other one's just a regular guy. Like, it's the bad thing. And then they shoot the cop, and he's like, and then Kitty Pryde's like, if you don't hurt the cop, I'll go. And she's like, no, he's a mutant lover. We gotta kill him and stuff. I think it's like, it doesn't matter. He's gonna die anyway. Or he's a mutant lover. He's gonna die anyway. But then the crane gets like all moved around because the crane gets picked up by Magneto. That one cart, and we see a bunch of bullets. They're trying to shoot us, not mutant, and they're trying to fight bullets at Magneto, who is something of magnetism. He does magnetism and all this stuff, and so like bullets are nothing against him. So he basically gets the monsters, beat them, Wolverine and all them, and Nightcrawler and Colossus come in, and they stop him, and she's like, Magneto, starting, and she's like, it's like just the point I'm getting to what we're talking about, and keep like, we need working with X-Men. What the hell's going on? Because he knows him as a villain. But he's like, this guy Colossus, this guy helped me, tried to protect me. We gotta help him and calm yourself down. And he like takes the ball out of this guy, and then like they take him to a hospital, like, and and Magneto takes him to a hospital. And what's weird, because there's one of the points where I'm like, he's safe, because like he knows this guy, like this guy tried to save you. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna save him. Like he helped you. Maybe he didn't even know you were immune. Doesn't matter. He did help you. I'm gonna save you. They take him to the hospital, and then they go to find Charles Xavier. Charles Xavier finally was about to be controlled, but then he does a thing where he's like, yes, and he killed. Wait, no way, he's not. Yeah, I'm getting my tongue tied. He does get controlled. He does get Cyclops and Storm. They are presumed dead, so they take the bodies and get rid of them. And then we go to another call where we have Stalker or one of his associates. I think it might be one of his, I'm not sure if this is him or one of his associates. It might be one of his. I can't tell if this is him or not, because it's not quite the look of his shows. Now I don't think it is him. It's somebody else, like one of his associates, and Kitty Pryde grabs him, phases him out of the car, and all the X-Men are here, and Nightcrawler is about to like wraps him around in his tail, hangs him, and he's like, he's about to bite him, like, no please, I'll tell you everything. It's like, good. And then you see him take the body of Cyclops and Storm out of the building, like, hey, yeah, we need to go dispose of these mutants. Another girl pops up who was trying to get Kitty Pryde. He has Alundra, Colossus' sister, and they go in the other. She's like, I'll go with you just to make sure, or whatever. Then they go, like, it's like, wait, we're going up. And then she tries to get the gun out, and then the gun flies, hits the wall. We have Magneto is taking the elevator out of the thing, so obviously to get them, and then Alundra and the girl jumps past the elevator, barely makes it, and is surprised he made that jump. But yeah, so he made it as he go back to tell Stalker, and they get Alundra safe, and Alundra safe, and then we have Alundra safe with the X-Men now, and Magneto, and then Cyclops and Storm up seem dead, but he's like, and Wolverine's like, nah, they're not dead. I can smell them or whatever, something. And I'm like, they're not dead. And he does some stuff. He wants to try. It's like, there's what to cry. It certainly has. It's like there's nothing to lose. If they're already dead, doesn't matter. If they all alive, then we save them. And then he does. So Cyclops and Storm are saved. And like, wait, Magneto. It's got like Magneto. Like what's going on? He's like, and Colossus, he saves lives. And they do this little talk about what happened with the. I think he talked about the kids in the. They got some other stuff, and then it's like, we need to stop this guy. Then we move to the final chapter, chapter 4, where he sees Professor Xavier is hooked to a machine in the back, where he's gonna do some stuff, control some stuff, and gonna like cause some stuff to where people will be like, yeah, mutants are evil or something. The president and stuff is at this event to listen to what he has to say, because he's a big, because Stalker's an official like. A politician or something, where like the president's like, okay, I'm gonna hear what he has to say, but I'm kind of like, I don't like the idea, and I'm not really sure, like, I don't 100% trust him. It sounds a little fishy and the stuff I kind of don't like, but I'm gonna see what he has to say first. And obviously, her assistant, the girl, comes in, like, Reverend, the place is like the X-Men, they've stole Colossus, like, often stolen bodies, and they're all here, they're gonna come, and then he goes out to do his speech and starts talking, and then you got like, and then you see the cop talking about stuff like, well, the car's eating this up and all this stuff, and then you see him like, no, you guys should die, and he pulls the switch, and it affects all mutants. Like this, if he pulls the switch, and the device he has charged Xavier to, it's affecting all mutants in the elite area. I don't think it's affecting across the board, but you can see like Storm, Wolverine, and Kitty Pryde kind of get affected. You see this other kid on the street who's wearing a Star Wars shirt get affected, and he basically like dies and falls to I'm bleeding, and obviously Nightcrawler goes to check him out, and the guy's like, hey, that's Nightcrawler, one of the X-Men, you just killed that kid. Hey, did you just kill that kid? And it's like, okay, maybe bad idea. So then you see Kurt, Nightcrawler's ears bleeding because he was obviously got closer, so it's affecting him. Magneto's obviously right in there in the middle of it, using him. He's obviously, you can tell, he's looking a little weaker, and then he's like, no, damn. Then the president's like, we gotta stop him. It's like, no, damn. See Magneto replacing the roof. Good as new. He made an entrance, not an attack. Like, the president, like, Magneto's not. He came in, he fixed the roof. He's not attacking. He's trying to do this peacefully. I like that. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm not trying to do this. Like, there's a lot of people, even Heath, like, probably, maybe not everybody he's the bad guy. He knows the presidency. I don't know. But then he gets attacked by this thing. And he gets flying back, and then the crowd's trying to attack him, he kind of puts him away. And the president's like, we gotta stop this. Doctor's gone too far, we gotta stop this. And then it's like, Senator, you're bleeding, and then we see the senator bleeding. But I thought the guy was a president, but I guess maybe he's the senator, because he's in New York. Senator, president, whatever, he's bleeding. He's the guy who, like, he can stop Stalker. He's like, yeah, no, this is what, he's like, what's this madman doing? And so anybody who's affected, all the mutants who find that the senator is a mutant. And then we see Cyclops and them attacking and kind of go save Charles Xavier. And then the assistant of the Reverend comes up and he starts bleeding. He's like, blood, but that means I must be a mutant. And then she's like, oh, you're a mutant? Oh, and he pushes her off the front of the thing, of the stage or back. It's fallen. It was fall enough that the fall like broke her neck and she died. Like, is this the Holy Reverend? Like, she just killed the person. But it's like, shut up, dude, it's your fault. But it's like, what the people in the crowd like, what's they don't like. Some of them are like, I don't know. So cut this guy. Should we? What's going on? Like, no, it's a mutant fault. Like, everybody's like kind of getting confused and like, what do they believe? And then the cops are standing in front of Magneto, like, yeah, well, we're gonna stay. We're gonna save Magneto. Like, he's not doing anything wrong. The cops in this, I'm like, hey, we know in this they're not being. They're actually being really. It's like, yeah, we're saving the mutants. We see these guys, that's cool. And then we see on the thing in the back, and we see them trying to stop Xavier. They do it. Cyclops shoots the beam. Wolverine and Cyclops and Wolverine. They call it like Wolverine behind Professor Xavier. Cyclops shoots his beam because Wolverine. Once Wolverine starts attacking, once whoever attacks Xavier, whoever's attacking Xavier will get hurt, or like the whole thing will get puts back. Like, he will have a defense and they won't hurt him. So what was like, I'll attack first. I'm going to attack. Cyclops shoots your beam, and then it's gonna push me back, but it's not gonna stop the beam. It's just gonna push me back. It's gonna hurt me, and I'm gonna fall over. And so the beam hits, and then it hits on this right on the side of his ear and knocks him out, and he's gone. Not gone, but he's like knocked out, so he's not gonna cause any more damage. And Cyclops destroys the machine. And it's like, yeah, we need to stop Stalker. So they all get out there on stage and like, yeah, Stalker, you're evil. And then like they do like a thing with like a debate with Cyclops. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna do a thing. After Cyclops gives his mind like, you're not a real human or whatever the case may be. It's like, and then Stalker's like, human, you dare call that human point? And Nightcrawler was, I think that's an asshole. But then we see, and then Kitty Pryde's like, more human than you. And she points a gun right at them. And he was about, especially, like, I think it's like Kitty Pryde, the X-Men are there. And you see him about to shoot, and it goes bam, and it's like, then you see him just drop the gun, and he's like bleeding, and he dies. And he sees a cop, one of the cops shoot him. And he's like, the cop just shot the Reverend, what the hell's going on? Yep, he was about to shoot an unarmed hooker. If that's the word of God, it's just changed since Sunday school. Saying like, yeah, this is not the word of God, this is complete bullshit. That guy's complete bullshit. I shot him, he was about to shoot a kid, I'm not gonna let that happen. So yeah, the cop in this, for some reason, are on A+ material than on. Then these are some of the best cops I've seen in comic books. They're just doing so great, and it's like, yeah, as far as the mutants, they're free to go. And good luck to them. They don't need it. We need more cops like this in comics, just in general. This was just really good representation of them. Then we got the epilogue, so they go free to go, and then they go home, and there's the stuff on the news about it. Magneto is like, and then it's like Magneto's like, do you want to join me in my crusade? And then he's like, and Cyclops says this whole speech. It's like, do you want to join? He's like, I feel offended. You are correct. Like, Magneto, maybe you are correct. And then Cyclops does a whole speech, kind of saying, he's like, I see. So he's like, Charles, will you join me? He's like, he's about to reach up, reach around, and he pulls away, and he's like, no, Cyclops is right. I'm gonna deal with him. Like, you're fools. You're all fools. And it's like, maybe we are, but who cares? And he goes off, and it's like, Magneto goes off on his own, and he's like, and it's like, yeah, this is a happy ending, and you see, everybody's like happy ending for everybody, and Scott and Storm on the balcony, and it's like, they're holding hands. Then you see them hold hands, and like they're not singing this to my knowledge. I don't think so. I know Jean is dead because he's not in this, but yeah, it's just them up there on the record. Like, yeah, this is it. We gotta cry and make the world a better place for mutants, and it ends with the end. And that's it for X-Men. God loves, man kills. That wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be, but it's been almost like a half an hour. So, yeah, these episodes, I want to do the graphic novel. I consider that graphic novel, so if it happens to be a little shorter, it'll be easier to upload. So still, this is going to be the video for this week. Then you guys watching these episodes of Comic Talk, you guys can click the links in the description for my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that in the description box below. check out my subscribe to me know if I'm gonna make new videos on this channel, and you guys can always stay epic, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.